Welcome to In the Green, the podcast based on the intersection between life, finance, and the pursuit of breaking par. I am your host, Ryan Briggs with GFG Wealth Advisors. Time to tee off. Welcome back to In the Green podcast. We are joined again today by Mark Green, president of GFG Wealth Advisors. Mark, thank you for taking some time out of your day to come talk to us again.
Absolutely, love doing it.
Absolutely. So we're going to focus today on a little bit of the mission of GFG. So if a client walks in our doors, what can they expect to see? We want to dig deeper. We covered a little bit of that previously when we talked about our structure, but we're going to take let's call it a deep dive kind of into our philosophy and how we do go about actually helping people. So first and foremost, what would you say our mission is?
I think a mission or the mission of GFG Wealth Advisors would be that we want to help families. We think big, okay? That doesn't necessarily mean we're too big for the small person. What that means is that we think big for you because you deserve big things. And so I think it's about helping people. I think it's about doing things for people and making recommendations of things that they don't even realize that they need. And I think that that's where we plug in. I think when a client walks in the door, they're intimidated by financial things.
Finance can be scary.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
things they've heard
sure.
on TV, things they've read, things they hear on the radio, podcasts even can be scary. And so a client walks in and says, oh my gosh, all this stuff is going on and I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. Here, please help me.
Sure.
And that's who I think that we are as GFG Wealth Advisors, is we don't want to be intimidating. We want to break down the barriers. We want to tell you what's real. What should you be worried about? What do you not need to worry about? What's truth? What is not truth? What is scare tactics by major networks? Come to us and let us help you with all of your financial needs. I have clients that call about car loans. I have clients that call about personal loans. I have clients that call about interest rates on credit cards. We want to be anything financial, all things to all people.
Absolutely. No, it's important for us to take that lens, and I really enjoy doing that. I had somebody call me the other day, and they were running a credit check for an employment history or for employment they were about to try to get, and they just didn't know what it meant. And that's not really in our wheelhouse, but it was a question that I was happy to answer. So that's our mission. Next step, who do we serve? Who are our clients?
Ryan, having been in the business 35 years, too many to even mention really, but 35 years in the business, my business has evolved. When I first started out in the business, my goal was to help just about anybody who had a checking account. Because everybody needs help, whether it's planning for retirement, whether it's planning for educational needs for your children, whether it's multi-generational planning for kids, for grandparents, long-term care, insurance needs, all that sort of thing. I have evolved from that into helping families not only with their current situation, but the situation with their kids and with their grandkids, and making sure that the passing of assets through multi-generations is done tax efficiently, effectively, and doesn't cause a lot of pain once the major earner or the primary in the family has passed on.
Sure.
And I've got a situation where I've got the first client that I ever had, the first couple.
After 35 years?
After 35 years, I still have the first.
That's amazing they put up with you that long.
I know, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? But yep, and so the first family I ever had was mom and dad. Two girls were in college or in high school, and it was really important to dad. Mom is very intimidated by the market. She didn't want anything in the market. Dad always made the decisions and invested in the markets to provide for future needs. So fast forward here, I don't know, 2020, probably 21 maybe, Dad passed away. And I went and saw Dad 2 days before he passed, and he looked up at me and he said, Mark, I just don't think that I have much more time. And he said, but I need you to take care of the wife and my girls. And I said, I make a pledge to you that I will. And that was on a Thursday. He passed on a Saturday. And I still have the wife. And I always say, the husband, this is how he would have wanted to do it. She goes, okay. And she agrees with it. And then I have the two kids who are now married, very successful in their own right. have their own businesses, and then I have the grandkids. And the grandkids are in college, and so that tells you how long I've been in business and the multi-generations. But it's that type of planning and helping families. That is what I got goosebumps talking about it, because that is absolutely why I do this business.
Sure.
So that Dad can look up at me and say, take care of my family. And that's important to me.
That's such a great story. You know, you hear the term, especially in the national media right now, the term fiduciary is thrown around a lot. But truly, you know, when we received our licenses to do what we do for a living, we also took a pledge to be fiduciaries. You know, we have a license to do that, and that truly means doing what is best for our clients. And I think your story right there is a beautiful example of that.
Yeah, well, and I guess it's like Barbara Mandrell said, you know, I was country when country wasn't cool. In 1985, when I got into business, I don't think the word fiduciary was being thrown around, but I always took taking care of clients' money extremely important and treated it like it was my own, and always did things in their best interest. And that's what's been important to me, and that's why I've sustained 35 years in the business, not a mark on my FINRA report, which is a reporting agency for...
and they're serious.
Yep, they are serious.
They're very serious.
And so, you know, I was country before country was cool.
I like that. I'm going to get you a T-shirt that says that on
There
there.
you go.
So we're going to dig a little bit deeper into being an independent firm and how that helps us serve the clients that we serve and also achieve our mission. So as an independent firm, you know, we really get to control what we do and how we do it and the clients that we take on. You know, I'll tee you off a little bit. I have noticed you know, our minimum to entry is a lot lower than other places that you might see, you know, which allows us to open the door to help more people, help people get started, not just people with money, but that's a decision that we were able to make as an independent firm to do that. So do you have some other examples of how being independent throughout your years has benefited you?
Yeah,
and our
absolutely, absolutely. And I will tell you that the example I gave you a minute ago of that family, they were my first family or my first clients. When they started, they were middle 4 digits. Okay, think about that.
Yep.
Middle 4 digits. And so I helped them, right? Fast forward about 20 years, he sells a business. So what happens when you sell the business? Pretty onslaught of cash.
More than
but I
4
had taken
digits.
care of them over all those years, and he rewarded me, because I do feel like it was a reward. He rewarded me by saying, Mark, I'm selling my business. I want you to you've taken care of us all these years. I want you to take care of that.
Sure.
And so it's that sort of thing that's very important to me. And being independent, to me, you know, anybody can sell goods and services, can sell products. I think in the independent side, obviously we sell ourselves. We are who we are. But I also think that it's very important who you hire as your back office being independent. If you're at a Merrill Lynch or you're at a Wells Fargo or you're at a Morgan Stanley, you're selling Morgan Stanley. You're selling yourself, but your back office is very prominent.
You're selling a corporation.
That's right. With RFG says, you guys go do what you do, and we're going to give you what you need to support. And if you need us to be front and center, then we'll do that. But we're going to let you guys do what you do best. And so just go do it. And so that to me is very important independently, or what makes us independent so much better, that we are selling ourselves. We know what we need, the weapons in our arsenal, if you will. This client needs this, this client needs this, this client needs this, and there's absolutely no pressure from anywhere. Not that there is anywhere else these days. It used to be that way. It's not so much anymore. But RFG continues to bring new financial planning tools, alternative investment tools, tools to consider: do we leave money in a rollover in our IRA or our 401k and put it, or do we roll it over to an IRA? And we can show the client, here's what is in your best interest. Oh, you don't want that? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and do this. It's okay. But we can show it to them, and that's not something you get at other firms.
Definitely. That's good to know. You know, I think I've actually done that about twice this week, so it's a good thing. So, you know, we don't have the ability to, you know, go pay for Super Bowl ads, right? Hopefully someday that would be a nice thing. Be a nice thing. We don't have the ability to, you know, have national marketing, but so we have to do things that let us compete with the national brands that have those types of tools, and we need to make sure that we are able to offer the same level of service as anybody across the board, if not better. So talk about, and you alluded to it with the technology stack, but partnering with RFG like we have, how have you noticed your comparison between our types of technology we can offer now to what you had when you were with the national brand? Is it better? Is it worse? Are they more progressive? Just speak to that a little bit.
Absolutely. And let me preface it by saying I'm 4.5 years removed from that side, but I will tell you that just for instance, a financial planning tool. So you give them a questionnaire, they fill out the questionnaire, you send it in, they put all that information into a boilerplate type plan, they send the plan back to you, you got this book, and it's all the same thing, the wording is all the same for every single client, but then it just puts in their little specific difference, and it's just a boilerplate kind of thing. It costs them like $1,500.
Not very personal.
Not very personal.
Okay.
Not very personal. Now, does it get the job done? It absolutely does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it is very boilerplate. Just for instance, financial planning software that we have available to us, we take that information, we plug it into a program, it kicks back to us and tells us, are you paying too much in tax? Are you not paying enough in tax? And oh, by the way, have you thought about this? I mean, it is AI software. Mm-hmm. Okay, that is industry leading. I mean, I don't know of any other firms, especially wirehouses, that have that capability. And that's amazing. I mean, that's the kind of technology that we're moving forward. With.
You would see, and let me just speak to that a little bit. In other types of industry, smaller businesses have the ability to be more agile. They can be the first of the marketplace. And have you noticed? You spoke to AI technology. Is that something you've noticed with the technology stack that we have? Because we are smaller, we are able to be more agile and quick to get somewhere first.
Absolutely. Well, and the other thing is RFG is industry leading in technology innovation. I mean, they've won awards. They've won national awards. So you're talking about we can't compete nationally or we can't advertise nationally, but RFG does kind of do that for us.
Okay.
Because we can because we do partner with them. They go and they win an award. They send out and say, hey, we're third in whatever award they were up for. We got third, or we got second, or we won this award. And so we have that partnership and say, our back office is award winning in innovation. I mean, that's big for our clients. Our clients are getting the benefit of that, and they don't even realize that they have that.
Sure.
And that is what I love about this business, that I know that, and I take it to the client, and the client doesn't even know they're getting it. Mm-hmm. But they are.
And it helps us do our job to the best of our abilities.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Having the right tools in the toolkit, and the leading edge tools in the toolkit is something that's really second to none as far as importance, right?
Correct.
So, well, perfect. Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of In the Green. Make sure to like, subscribe, and download wherever you get your podcast. Mark, I want to thank you again for joining us on the pod. We hope to see you in the 19th hole. Thanks for listening to our episode today. Make sure to like, share, and download our episodes wherever you get your podcasts, and we'd really appreciate a review. Hope to see you in the 19th hole. Content here is for illustrative purposes and general information only. It is not legal, tax, or individualized finance advice, nor is it a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any specific security or engage in any specific trading strategy. Results will vary. Past performance is no indication of future results or success. Market conditions change continuously. This commentary reflects the personal opinions, viewpoints, and analysis of GFG Wealth Advisors. It does not necessarily represent those of RFG Advisory, Private Client Services, or their clients or their employees. This commentary should not be regarded as a description of advisory services provided by GFG Wealth Advisors or RFG Advisory or performance returns of any client. The views reflected in the commentary are subject to change at any time without notice. Securities offered by registered representatives of Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services are offered by investment advisory representatives of RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. Private Client Services, GFG Wealth Advisors, and RFG Advisory are unaffiliated entities. Advisory services are only offered to clients or prospective clients where RFG Advisory and its representatives are properly licensed or exempt from licensure. No advisory services may be rendered by RFG Advisory unless a client agreement is in place.